wonderful was that? I love this processing time as well, just between this quiet, breathe, which is nice. So next up we have Dana Baltutis and Maria Radimissis. Together they're going to be talking about their therapy house in Adelaide and how they create a space where neurodivergent children and families truly belong. So you hear from Dana, who's a neurodivergent speech pathologist, and she's really passionate about creating those spaces where families feel seen and valued. And my therapy house is designed to be a sanctuary for sensitive children navigating school, friendships and home life. Dana has experience in America, UK and Australia, and has a Masters in Community Disability Studies from the University of London. Dana champions neurodiversity affirming care, and as an NLP Master Practitioner, she really understands that power of language to shape identity and connection. And we have Maria, who's a co-presenter, and she is a neuroaffirming speech pathologist who is working at my therapy house as well. Together, working within that multidisciplinary team framework, she embraces DIR floor time and neurolinguistic programming to support each child's unique communication style. Maria is passionate about guiding children to explore their self-concept and identity using gestures, facial expressions, sounds, words, pictures, or AAC devices, which is augmented and alternative communication. She believes that all behaviour is communication and considers individual differences to foster those meaningful connections. So let's hear it for Dana and Maria.
Hi everyone. Before we begin, we want to share something really, really important. This presentation comes straight from our hearts, and we are so happy to be here amongst people who share the vision with us. It's also shaped by the families we've met, the children we walk alongside, and the marvellous team back in Adelaide that we've built over time.
We're just so happy and excited to share how we work with all of you guys who also care really deeply about supporting people in this space. So that's just really lovely for us.
So come take a look inside and feel what makes this place, my therapy house, so special. Welcome to my therapy house. Welcome to my therapy house. This is our sanctuary. This is a very special place. We were established in 2014 and our purpose is to support children to regulate, interact, communicate, play and learn how to be social with other children. Come and join me as we have a look and see what happens in my therapy house. Our early childhood educator teaches children how to play and socialise and activities of daily living in various environments. Our backyard is often used as a play environment. We use the sandpit, we use the cubby house to play out activities of daily living. The early childhood educator uses the environment to entice the children to draw and explore their environment using their fine motor skills. In the blue room, we have swings, we have tunnels, we have a trampoline, we have barrels. This is all equipment that's needed to support children if they use their big movements to regulate. Regulation is when a child feels calm and alert to be able to learn. Some children regulate through gross motor skills, some children regulate through fine motor skills, some children regulate through talking. Our occupational therapist lets parents know what the sensory and regulation needs are of the child, and also will work with the schools to support children be regulated when learning. In the orange room, speech pathologists work with children to support their language skills. Some people think that speech is the most important for children because communication is important. Although that's true, we also always work with regulation and interaction. Children learn to communicate by playing. This could be playing shops. This could be playing on the swing. It could also be playing with a ball. Whatever is most meaningful for the child, whatever is most motivating, will help the child learn to communicate. Co-therapy is when two therapists work with the child and the parent at the same time. Often children want attention through the whole session and parents don't really understand what is happening. One therapist will explain to the parent what is happening and coach them, while the other therapist is working with the child. Our team at My Therapy House are really passionate about providing your child the care they need. We spend a lot of time discussing, creating activities, discussing ideas that your child would love when they come to My Therapy House. Our care extends well beyond sessions at My Therapy House. It doesn't matter what day it is, kids just want to be here, parents want to be here, staff want to be here, and we're better to work and we're better to come and spend some time.
Hi everyone, I'm Dana Baltutis, the Director and Founder of My Therapy House.
And I'm Radimissis, speech pathologist and parent coach.
And we're so glad we're here and we're so glad you are here. And today we're going to give you a glimpse into something we care very, very deeply about. So this is a space we've built to feel safe, nurturing and real for neurodivergent children and their families. A space where workers, therapists, admin staff, support, parents can show up fully, and children always show up fully, and where everyone belongs. So My Therapy House began now over 10 years ago in Adelaide, and it wasn't a business plan. In fact, we didn't even have a business plan, but it was a calling. It was a vision, it was vocation. At the time, we were seeing families, so it was my husband and I, my beloved husband, who's here and always supporting us. We were seeing families that were judged, children pushed to perform, as we heard in one of the workshops this morning, and therapists struggling under systems that didn't fit. So Craig and I made a choice to build something different. Not a clinic, but a home. And in fact, My Therapy House is Craig's childhood home that we've converted into consulting rooms. So it's a warm, welcoming space where healing can happen through connection, not correction. Where play is valued, where parents are included, and where difference is embraced.
Dana and Craig chose the name very carefully. My, because children and families feel ownership and belonging. And I just love when I chat with my clients and I go I ask them, where did you come today? And they go, I'm coming to my therapy house, as if it belongs to them. So I adore that. They chose the word therapy because that is a relationship-based journey, and house because it's not just a space, like Dana said, it's a place to feel safe. We believe that every child has potential, every parent deserves that support, and every therapist needs to feel held. And that's the foundation that we stand on and that we keep growing from.
And we've really been challenging outdated models, and in fact, we weren't taking students for a very long time, for about 8 years, because we didn't fit the model of the universities. And finally, we just said to the university, come and have a look and see what we do. Can we take students, because we don't do formalised assessments and things like that. So now we have students all the time and the universities loved us. Yippee! And so many therapy models are still focusing on fixing children, as we all know here, and measuring them against a typical standard, so standardised assessments to fit in, to get funding, to get extra support allocated. But we all know that that's not how growth works. especially not for the children that we work with and we see and we live with who are sensitive, who might be a bit anxious or feel deeply misunderstood. Pressure leads to shutdown and masking is not connection.
And that's why we've chosen a different path, a path based on respect, safety, and deep listening. We use a developmental, relational, and evidence-informed approach. So we really slow down. We meet each child where they are with curiosity and not with a view to correct them. And we see behaviour as communication, because that's what it is, and therapy as relationship.
And as our wonderful presenters said earlier, our role isn't to shape children to fit into therapy, and how wonderful it is, the stream going through presentations and we didn't even know each other, right? It's to shape therapy to fit the child. And this is how trust is built and real development begins.
So we are a multidisciplinary team of speech pathologists, occupational therapists, teachers, coaches, and our incredible admin staff, which we would get nothing done without them. Each of us brings our professional knowledge, but just as importantly, we all bring our hearts. We're learners. We reflect, we grow, and we stay curious, because every child teaches us something new.
And we move away from performance energy, so whenever parents want their child to perform, a lot of our work is around mindset, parent mindset, because it's about presence. And when people push to fix, to prove, to impress, we look at acceptance and authenticity. Because when therapists are grounded and real and authentic, children feel it and families feel it too.
So we invest in the things that matter, which includes ongoing training, reflective supervision, time to connect and collaborate with the team, which is just one of the things that I love. Because we know that great therapy doesn't come from tools alone, it comes from people who feel supported and aligned.
And that's why if I run up to you during the conference and I say, oh, I need you for our team, it's because we would love to have the reflective supervision from your wonderful knowledge.
So neuroaffirming practice isn't just a checklist like we heard earlier this morning in the keynote speeches, it's a way of seeing and being. So it means that we stop asking, how do we make this child fit in? And instead we ask, what helps this child feel safe, seen, and supported?
And we really understand that connection does not always look like eye contact. And I'm a speech pathologist, and I've said, forget the eye contact, right? And that play is not about toys that are, feeding the baby. And I just remember when the university would say, can the child feed the baby? And I'd say, we don't test them like that. The communication might be in sounds, in gestures, and in energy. We work a lot with the energy of the children and the parents and ourselves. So it's not always words, as we all know here.
There's been a lot of times where the parent looks at me and I'm saying to them, we're not talking in this session, there's no words. And they look at me and they're like, oh, speeching. I'm like, yeah, because we're working on foundations first. So we always follow the child's lead, even when it looks different, and especially when it looks different, because that's where their truth lives and that's when they shine.
And this work takes flexibility, patience, and presence. And it's not always comfortable, especially when I myself am neurodivergent and I feel like, oh, I have to do a little bit of masking to support this child, but I don't really. I just have to take the mask off, be myself, but also be in the flow of the child. And as the child really feels that I'm authentic, their trust grows with me and the joy of the connection emerges.
Our values guide us every single day. They're not just ideas or, on a motivational poster on the wall. They show up in the way that we speak, we plan, and we care. So So we value belonging. Everyone is welcome here just as they are. Respect for differences, sensory, emotional and developmental needs are honoured. Connection before skills. We build relationships first and then learning follows.
And of course, we're strengths-based, we have family partnership, and we work on well-being.
When we show up with presence and calm, children feel safe. And when they feel safe, that's when their true selves emerge.
And we support emotional regulation, communication, and social development through play, connection, and shared experience. We start with presence and trust.
So we use approaches like DIR, floor time, sensory processing, attachment theory, and mindset work, and we use these flexibly to serve our clients and their families. And we also work closely with parents because when the parents feel calm and grounded and confident, the children grow faster and deeper.
And as Maria said, we work with the parent and the child. The parent is always part of our session, and we work with parents to tune in, stay regulated, and connect meaningfully, even during those tricky times. And we celebrate all the wins.
So we believe that every family deserves access to support, no matter their postcode, and we work with families across Australia through telehealth, online consults, and our online self-paced courses.
And we absolutely train educators and therapists, not just locally, but all around Australia. And we also get training from people internationally and across Australia. So our house feels very different. It's not clinical, and we've done this intentionally.
So we offer the sensory-friendly play spaces that you saw. We have flexible routines and child-led sessions. We really focus on passion-based learning and planning, I will say. We really focus on that regulation through relationship, the deep parent involvement, and therapist support and reflection.
And when the safest space for everyone, everyone flourishes.
The children and families that we work with are our guides. They've taught us how to see with fresh eyes and lead with our hearts.
And that's why we are eternally grateful to them. The world often asks neurodivergent children to shrink, hide, or change, but we believe something else is possible. What if the world adapted to them?
And that's what we've built at my therapy house and what we want to inspire beyond it. A space where difference is welcomed, where families feel safe and supported, and where therapists can practice with their hearts.
And because truly, there is a place in the world for everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for showing us what neuroaffirming practice can really look like. Taking us through my therapy house. I really love the idea of just slowing down. I know we live in this world where we're so outcome focused. Hearing you talk about slowing down, pausing, valuing connection is really powerful. So.
I could just hear Maria go 5 more minutes in the middle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, quick! Sorry,
we've got time.
That's not how we work.
One question. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask Dan and Maria? The back of the room can make me do my steps, that's fine. Here we go.
I really love what you guys are doing. I'm just curious, what kind of made you go this route? Like, what inspired you?
For me, it was when I went to Sydney, probably about 15 years ago, and I saw a presentation on DIR floor time, which is very much the developmental model, looking at social emotional development, really celebrating individual differences and really working with the relationship, the R. And then I thought, I was a DIR floor-time therapist for many, many years on my own. And I was like, wouldn't it be amazing to have a whole team? Because I was working out of one room and I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing to have a house? And that's how it came. But we are not going any further because we all are introvert, except Maria's 50% extrovert. That's why I brought her along. And that's how we sort of built the house around the passion to, you know, be accepting to everyone. And a place, we have a lot of extremely sensitive children that cannot go anywhere else.
Thank you. I have a question.
Yes.
Is it in the middle of the street? You know, my house in the middle of the street, no?
Yes, and
Yes,
it's in the
it is.
middle, and it's in the middle of something called Quick Road. So we slow down on Quick Road.
Love it. I feel like that kind of speaks to a lot more broader. So thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
passion and showing us what that looks like.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.